rather. And welcome. Today I'm joining you from beautiful Italy. Just lived in last night. So can't complain. Not a bad place to be. We have the beautiful sun and the nice outside weather. So just give me a moment while I pull up the stream on YouTube and LinkedIn so I can make sure I get to all your questions. I have a pretty interesting use case I want to walk you all through today. Kevin, who is from our founders group on Discord, he has a question. Let me pull up the stream. So a regular email with nobody, but when there are positive replies in, generated for them. So he wants to actually go out to people, hey, how's it going? Just in text, right? Hey, name, I want to send you a video I just filmed for you. Let me know if I can send it. And then if their reply is, yeah, sure, send it over, then we send the video. Now, he wants that to be, done completely automated, right? So how can that work? Well, we have a solution for him and a solution for you if you want to do something similar. So first off, why would you do this, right? Well, you would do this campaign like this if you want to reach out to a huge number of people and you don't want to generate videos for all of them, maybe because you don't expect that, this, maybe it's like a bunch of cold outreach, right? And maybe you're not sure how good the data is. Maybe, it's just not worth it when you look at what the conversion rate's going to be in terms of what it costs to generate a video on BHuman and how many people are on your list, right? So you can still get the power of video. Hey, Paul, what's up? So you can still get the power of video, working for you, but you don't have to worry about the cost because you're only generating the videos when someone replies, yeah, sure, send the video along. So let's get into it. Let me just open up the platform here, and we'll be using Instantly today as our tool of choice. A lot of you use Instantly, so that's why I thought it would be a good place to start. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to make a Zapier flow. And I basically want to say, all right, whenever there is a reply to my, let's say, campaign in Instantly or Snovia or whatever platform, I want to ask this user giving me a positive reply. Yes, I want to talk. Yes, you can send the video. Okay, only then do we then send the video. If there's no reply or if they say no, we don't send the video. So we don't incur costs, or use our quota on our account to do that. So how it's going to work is we're going to start with Instantly. There's probably 100 different ways to do this, right? So this is just my interpretation of it. So let me just sign into my Instantly account here. And by the way, any other questions as we're going through this, just feel free to ping them in the chat. All right. Okay, so I'm going to select the campaign here, just say my campaign. And the event type is, I want to say there's a reply received. Boom, there we go. So I'm going to continue that. It's not going to, I have to first send that campaign and then reply to it. So let's do that now. So let me go to my campaign. Here it is. I have to write the email. So I'll just do, hey, this is a demo. I'll just, this email would say something like, hey, first name. You'd say something like, I wanted to get in touch because I shot a little video review, maybe researching the aerospace industry, right? Let's say you're reaching out to airlines, right? I think you'll find it interesting. Okay, something like this, right? Obviously, I just made this up on the spot. You probably want to refine this a bit more, but basically saying, hey, I recorded a video about X interesting topic, X valuable thing for the recipient. Do you want me to send it over? Okay, so let's go ahead and save this. I'm going to start this campaign. so that I'll receive it, and then I can go ahead and reply to it. Let me just make sure it sends. All right. So let's see. So instantly may take a few minutes to send this out. In the meantime, we can continue with our Zapier flow. Okay, now the second action is we have to use some sort of chat GPT tool to look at the response, and make the decision. Is it a positive reply? Is it a negative reply? So let me just see. Yeah, Zapier has a chat GPT integration, so that's perfect. So we can go ahead and do that. Let me share my screen again. Okay, so the second step is, okay. So the event is we're going to analyze text sentiment. Perfect. Let me just connect my ChatGPT account here really quick for you. And by the way, for anyone joining, what we're doing today is we are going over to request a tutorial. I've actually gotten this a couple of times, where let's say you have like a list of like 100,000 people, right? You don't want to spend the money to make 100,000 videos because these people, they're not really valuable to you yet. It's very top of the funnel. You don't know they're all going to convert, so you don't know if it's worth it yet, right? So what we can do instead for you is we send out just a text-based email. We're offering to put a video, we're offering to send a video rather, for the recipient. And then if that recipient says, yeah, go ahead, send me the video that you made for me, then we automatically send the video for them. So this is going through all of that. Okay, so I just connected my ChatGPT account into Zapier. Let me share my screen again. Paul says, I see huge potential to use this in music business. Let's chat. Absolutely. Yeah, Paul, let's definitely chat. Let me put I'll put our calendar link for you here so you can book a time. And that goes for everyone else, by the way. Always happy to chat and dig into your use case specifically and actually do the whole integration right there with you. For anybody, even if it takes a couple of calls, and put that in the, let's say you're on LinkedIn, I'll put that in LinkedIn chat for you. All right, cool. So let's go back into it. Let me share my screen again. Cool. All right, so text to be analyzed. So you're going to pull this from the reply and instantly. Let me see if it's sent out yet. If it didn't, then I'll just put in a reply here as an example. Yeah, it didn't send out yet. Oh, I need to fix the sending account. All right, well, let me just put an example. I'll come back to that. So let's say somebody replies, hey, Don, thanks for sending this over. Sure thing. Feel free to send me the video. Okay, so that's an example of a reply. And I'll just leave this all the same. And we're going to test it. And what we want to get is a positive sentiment. Okay, sentiment positive. Perfect. Now let's make a new step, and it's going to be basically a filter. So we're only going to proceed if that last step was positive. So only when this is positive sentiment, and that's all we need to do, I think. Oh yeah, sorry. Only when the sentiment is, or is, let's say contains is fine, positive. And let's test it. And it would have continued. Okay, next step, here's where the wonderful BHuman comes in. We're going to generate a video. So BHuman, new video. And then I can select my BHuman account. And then, of course, select the video that I want to generate for, right? So all you have to do for that is go into AI Studio and you'll make your video, make your campaign, and then select that on Zapier. So, for example, let's say let me just find a campaign in my account. I'll just say still interested. Okay, so let's go to Zapier and we're going to select, well, let me select the more recent one. affiliate new. Oh, let's do, okay, demo from a day ago. We'll do this one. We have a lot. There we go. Okay, so we're going to generate this video, and we're going to again pull the name. It could come from instantly, and then in this example, I have a website in there as well. Again, just for the sake of example, I'm going to manually put this in, but of course, you're pulling this from data from instantly or from whatever platform you're using. The real magic here for this kind of campaign and use case is this step 2, analyzing the text and saying, is it a positive reply? Is it a negative reply? If it's positive, let's continue. If not, let's stop there. If not, let's send an email saying, just a text email saying, no problem, and thanks for your time, right? There's a lot you can do here. Okay, so then finally, well, we want to send this video out, right? So we can do a couple of things. We can probably send that through instantly if we want to. We would probably have to add the lead to a new campaign, but what's probably simpler than going back to instantly is just doing it through Gmail. Let's make life simple, right? So I'm going to say send email. You know what we can do actually? So, just to wrap up my thought process here, we could make the video, send it over Gmail. We've done a lot of streams about how to do that. So, but actually, if you notice, if I go back to events, there's one that says reply to email. And reply to email is actually better because it's going to keep that reply in the same thread. So it looks like we literally just cut and pasted the video or imported the video in that specific single email. Whereas sending an email, this action is going to create a new thread. So we can do reply, but if we do reply, we probably need to select which email it's replying to, right? So there has to be an existing thread in Gmail as opposed to instantly. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to change this trigger. I'm actually going to change it to Gmail. And the reason for that, again, so the reply can be in that same thread. So whenever there's a new email, and of course you could use a dedicated inbox for this, or maybe you label the replies somehow. But let's say you're sending through instantly, and the replies are coming into Gmail, right? Let's do something like that. Okay, we're going to test it. Okay, so we're analyzing the text. So let me go ahead and I'll actually link this text now. So I'll say it's the body. All right. And then only continue if the sentiment is positive. That's an unrelated email, so just bear with me on it. Right. Only continue if it's positive. Cool. Generate the video, and now I'm going to change the name of the individual. So from name, however, we have to format it. I'm going to say split text. Keep first text. So this is going to make a step before it, which basically takes that name, in this case, John Kramer, and only keeps John. So let's just test it to make sure that works. John, perfect, cool. Zapier is just so cool. Honestly, I'm big fans of what they're building because you could just do anything. You know what I mean? Like any idea you want, boom, build a flow for it. Now I can put his website in here. For a bonus, what I can do is, what if I want to take his website? I don't have that data, but I do have his email, right? What I can do is before this step, I can do another thing here where I split the text, but this time, instead of splitting it by a space, I'm going to split it by the @ symbol. So check this out. This is actually really, really cool. So when there's a new email in Gmail, I'm going to take the email of the individual. I'm going to separate by the @ sign, and I'm going to keep the second value. So this is going to say john@jmksolutions.com. All right, find the @ symbol, take the value after the @ symbol. So check this out. Boom. There we go. Now we can use this in BHuman for the background variable, the website. Okay, and then we can send it in Gmail. Okay. Okay, so this is where we have thread. We have to link the same thread that we got from up here. Let me see how we can do this. Yeah, right here, new reply. There should be some sort of thread ID. Maybe it's that. There, let me search for thread. Probably that ID. Let's try that. See if there is a. Okay, that's got to be it. It says you can add a search step if you want to find a different thread and whatever, but that's good enough for us. So I'm just going to put my email here. Obviously, you would put the email of the recipient, but I don't want to actually send this to the recipient yet. From your email, then you just fill out the rest of it. Body type HTML. We're going to pull up the embed code for BHuman. Basically, this will take the thumbnail and put it in the email for you. It's just a snippet of HTML. If you go to our docs.bhuman.ai and search how to send a video, open up this article, just search Zapier, just copy this code in here, go back into Zapier and paste it in. Then we just replace these variables with the video generated in BHuman. So I'm going to put the GIF, let's see, video URL, put the video URL. Thumbnail, I'm going to put a GIF here. A GIF is always nicer than a static image. Finally, one last video URL. And I'm going to take the first name from the one we split. So, hey, John, thanks for your interest. Here's that video I just made for you. Okay. Let's do something. All right, I'm just taking a look at this one last time, but I think we're good to go and test it out. Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and publish this. So we just need to test this last step. Okay, requested. So you need to just find what is the ID for the reply to email, the thread ID we need. Reply to email, Gmail, thread ID. Let's just find this really quick, and then we should be good to go. Oh, there's a thread ID. Okay, I must have missed it. So let's go back. ID, thread ID. There you are. And now let's do the final test. And we're good to go. So let's publish it. And now what I'm going to do, and by the way, all the questions, let me just pull up the questions here. Let's see. Muzaffar, yes, I will contact you just after the stream. No worries on that. Paul, let me get you that Calendly link. I put it in the chat. I'll just DM it to you on LinkedIn. Okay, I'm going to send you a connection request with it inside. Okay, cool. Awesome. So where were we? Oh yeah, let's test it. So let me go now. What I'll do is I'll send an email to myself from another email, and I'll say, sure, send me the video. This is assuming that they got the email first. So let's do that now. So let me write that up real quick. Okay. So now let me share my screen again. All right. So where are we? We're in Zapier. Okay. So I just sent an email that's going to start to trigger this, right? And that email I said, hey, yeah, sure thing, please send it. So that's, imagine someone replied to your campaign, right? That's what that is. So this may take us a minute for Zapier to trigger. But this flow should start soon, and we can see how it all works in action. Meantime, let me check the chat. I think we have a couple questions here. So let's see. Guy says, I should start with Cass. So Cass says, when is landing page coming for leader? That is a great question. Landing page right now, it's only available if you're like uploading a spreadsheet and making a campaign from that. Now, we've had people ask, how can these landing pages with Zapier, with API, with leader? We have to make some changes to it, but it's a high priority. I'd say give us about a week because we're getting that request a lot. So give us about a week max. We'll get that done for you. Guy says, hey, still trying to use leader, but can't get it to work for sales nav. Your support told me the standard LinkedIn search didn't work either. Hope you can fix it. Okay, well, let me check with our main engineer on that and get back to you, Guy. Guy, can you do me a favor? Can you send me your email that you're registered on BHuman with, so I can make sure we can find your account easy, and then I can check on that just after the stream, and I can just send you an email with the news on that. And then Cass says, can you please show me how to do this with our LinkedIn reply? So basically, you're saying, Cass, like send out a message on LinkedIn, and then based on that response, decide whether or not to send them a video. So we don't have that yet because that would require basically like a leader and Zapier integration, which is something that's on our roadmap. We want to do that and we'll do that, but it's not something that's there yet. So we don't have it for LinkedIn yet, for leader yet. But yeah, there's a lot of things you could do with this sort of sentiment analysis, right? So it's a good idea, very good idea. Let me check the questions from LinkedIn. Let's see here, just a second. All right. Awesome. Perfect. Paul, I'll talk to you on Monday. That sounds good. And we can dig in things. And Paul, like, feel free. Like, we can actually, if you want to, like, make your video before then, or we can film the video on the call. But probably the best use of time, if you make a video before then that you're happy with, we can spend that time on our call just doing the implementation, in Zapier, just getting it live for you. I found that's usually best. Let me see if, speaking of Zapier, let me see if that started. Yep, it did. Let me share the screen again. Okay, perfect. So you can see here, all right, we got the email. Okay, here's all the details of the email. Now we're doing the sentiment analysis, right? So the text was, hey, Don, sure thing, please share the video. And the data out, oh, the sentiment was neutral. That's not right. It should have been positive. It says that it's neutral because it's simple and straightforward without an emotional language or tone. Okay, so we need to make some, then the rest didn't work. So we need to make some changes here to make sure it has a less strict interpretation of the replies. So let's do that. Let me go back into the Zap flow. We'll find a way to make that work. Let's see, it was this one. Any other questions? Feel free to drop them in the chat and I'll work through them as we do this. Okay, so we have to find a way to make this a little bit more liberal. I think there's got to be a way to do that. Let me edit the Zap and I'll pull up the step. Okay, this is probably it. Let's see. So the temperature, number between 0 and 2. Higher values like 0.8 will make the output more random, while lower values make it more deterministic. Let's see, top P. The model considers the result of the tokens with top P probability mass. The 0.1 means the tokens can provide. Well, maybe the first thing I can do is change the model to GPT-4, which is going to make it more accurate. And then the temperature, I think we want it to be a higher temperature, so it's a bit more liberal. Let's try 1.5. I'm going to save this. And we're going to publish it. I'm going to send myself another email. And let's see if it Works this time. There's probably another way to do this. So right now I'm analyzing sentiment. There's probably a way we can actually understand the intention of the email. So this again, everything we do, there's always multiple ways to do it. Oh, Jake, how's it going? Yes, I do. Let me send that to you after the chat. And Cass says you mentioned landing page similar to email comes to LinkedIn in 1 week, right? If I get it wrong, don't kill me, but we're aiming for that. Yes, I think that'll work. I would say 75% chance we get it done sometime next week. So hang tight on that. But yes, I'll push for that for you. Okay, so let's go back. Let's check the Zapier flow now. Let's see if that recent change. Okay, would have done it. Let's just see. Oh, sorry about that. Let me make sure I have the right flow here because this is just taken from my inbox, which gets a lot of emails. So just a second. Okay, yep. So let me go ahead and I'll share my screen and show you what's happening here under the hood with the Zapier. Okay, so we got the app triggered, right? So there's a new email, new reply to the campaign, and the guy says, "Hey, yeah, sure thing. Please share the video." Now we're playing this one. This is the ChatGPT sentiment analysis. So let me just refresh it. All right, it's still playing. Maybe it'll take like 30 seconds or so. GPT-4, while it's more accurate, it's slower than GPT-3. So depending on your use case, just keep that in mind in terms of which model you use. In the meantime, I'll just take a look at the chat, see if there are any questions. Hey, Jake. Yeah, sounds good, man. By the way, we should talk. It's been a while since I connected with you guys over at OpenReel. Vabhav, by the way, Vabhav, I owe you a reply. I'll get to that just after this. He says, I'd like to register myself as an agency. Vabhav says, anyone looking for B2B leads can reach out to me. And you actually are pretty familiar with the platform, Vabhav. So he knows what he's doing, I would expect, because I've seen you around quite a bit. So if you need help with videos, you can always reach out to him as well, apparently. We have other agencies on the platform too who are BHuman certified. You can also go to if you need expert level help. Like let's say you're a real estate agent. Like we have a real estate agent agency that can literally handhold you and take care of everything and really help you with industry knowledge that I, as a founder in the software space, just wouldn't know, right? So we have that as well. So let's check the execution here. See if ChatGPT is still playing. It's longer than I thought. Usually ChatGPT is faster. In the meantime, I'll see if there's any other questions. Okay, Paul. Yeah, definitely sign up for the platform. That's this. Paul, if you could do me a favor, sign up for the platform now, and I'll add those credits for you. By the way, those are church bells. I'm outside because the Wi-Fi is not great in the house where I am. I'm staying in like an old family house. So literally by where like the barn used to be is the best place for internet. So all right. Let's see what's going on with this Zapier flow. Should have been. Yeah, there's a problem with ChatGPT. It didn't respond in time. Let's try to figure this out. Let me share this again. Let's change something. So this is the GPT-4 model. Maybe it's better to use ChatGPT-3 instead. But we change the temperature, right? So let's try GPT-3 as a model. Seems to be a bit reliable. But let's keep that temperature a bit. Let's keep the temperature back at 1. That was what was recommended. Now let's publish this. Probably what I would do is I wouldn't use sentiment analysis. I would probably use a different one. Let me just see real quick. I want to show you guys the end result, and we're just like one last little step away. Let me just see something really quick here. Okay, let's try this classified text instead. I think that's going to work better. So text to be classified, it's the reply. The categories. Okay, I think they want a video or they don't want a video. Those are literally our categories. Okay, let's just do this. A separate line, they say. Do they want a video? They don't want a video. Those are our categories. Okay, so let's continue. And we're going to say only continue if, and we're going to change this now. Only continue if the category contains they want a video. And I would continue. Okay, so let's publish this. I think this is going to work a lot better than the sentiment analysis. So this will take just one more minute, and then we should see the final results. All right. Okay, so let's go and let's check the Zap history now. Are there any questions about literally anything under the sun? Just put them in the chat. Okay, so waiting for the email to come in that triggers the Zapier flow. It could take usually it's like under 30 seconds, but sometimes it can take Zapier like 1 or 2 minutes to get triggered, just depending on which app is doing the triggering. I know some are faster than others. In the meantime, I'll check the chat, see if there are any other questions. Okay, looks like it was triggered. Yep, perfect. So let me go ahead, share my screen. Okay, cool. So we got the email. It was a reply to our campaign, right? And the person said, hey, Don, yep, sure thing. Please go ahead and send me the video. All right. Well, GPT looked at it. And this is 3.5, by the way, so cheaper and faster. So you can use this for sure. And the categories were they want a video or they don't want a video. And it chose the category correctly. They want a video. So great. Well, we had the next step. Yeah, that's what it chose. So the next step is a filter step. Say, all right, only continue if they want a video. And yes, they wanted the video. The next step is we are transforming, we're taking the email. In this case, it was help@BHuman.ai. That was the email the campaign replied from, right? We're taking that, we're separating it, and we're just keeping, oops, wrong one. Should be just BHuman.ai. That's going to probably cause it to fail. Sorry about that. It's the beauty of building things while we go. It's taking this first. Let's see here. Oh, you know what it's doing? I think I know what it's. Oh, I know what it's doing. Okay, everything's fine actually. So this was actually the name step. So the name. Okay. So usually a Gmail name, like Don Bosco, like a regular person's name. This is our help email. So we made the name help@bhuman.ai. So it said the first name is help. So in reality, this will be fine. It's because we made our email a really weird name for the help email. Like instead of writing a person's name, we wrote help when we were setting up the email account. So if if your email is from John Smith, you're going to get John here. So that's fine. And then this is the part where we take the website for the background mode. We get BHuman.ai. Perfect. Now we're creating the video in BHuman. So the name is help. Again, it would be, Jason or John or whatever, just because that's the way we set up our help email as the first name. The website for the background is BHuman. So that's great. Background variable, website, template variable, first name. And now it's generating. This could take, again, like maybe 2 minutes. So I'm going to pause there for a second, see if there are any other comments, questions. And once again, as a recap, people who joined in, midway through the video. So what we're doing here is we had get this question quite a bit. This came from Kevin, who's in our founder circle group, where I asked for feedback on features and new things like that. By the way, if anyone wants an invite, just let me know. And he was saying, hey, like I have a huge list I want to reach out to. I don't really know like if all these emails are good, like if it's a good list. Like, but I want to send them videos, but I don't want to basically take the time and spend the money like to make all those BHuman videos because it's like, let's say 100,000 emails, right? So his idea was, can I just send them an email first and say, hey, how's it going? I made a video for you about XYZ valuable thing. To be respectful, before I send it over, I wanted to reach out and just see if you're interested in watching what I put together for you, right? So very, very respectful, but incentivize. I was going to say, incentivizing email. There's some value to be attained. So Kevin was asking me, well, can I automate the whole thing? So when the person replies, yeah, sure, send me the video, then automatically a video gets created in BHuman and then replied to them in that thread. So that's what we're going through here, and we're using ChatGPT to basically look at the reply and determine whether or not they want the video. So that's a quick recap of what we're doing. Okay. So now we're waiting for the video on BHuman to generate. So and what I'm going to do as well, sorry, I know it's over the time we thought it would, but it's one last step in this Zap flow that I want to do to make sure everything goes perfect. And I want to put, so we have the text, right, that we separate from the email. That's the website that goes for background mode. With background, you want to start with HTTPS. That's going to make sure the background opens every time. Instead of beam.ai, you want to write HTTPS beam.ai. So I'm going to format this. Once again, we're going to do text. And I'm just going to combine basically. Let's see how I can do this. Oh, you know what I can do? I don't need to add this step at all. I just need to do this. Go into BHuman, and for background mode, just put HTTPS : // Okay. We're going to publish this. Okay, now we've tested this like 4 times already, and we've always had to fix little things. So let's hope this one works. I just triggered it again. So Paul, you booked the Calendly. That's awesome. We'll talk on Monday. We'll get into if you want us anything in advance, Paul, like about your use case, or if you need help making the video, go ahead and do that if you'd like, so we can try to get the whole thing live by Monday. Jake, I'll send you my number. Be happy to chat. Let's see here. Cass, next week we'll try to get that landing page integrated both into Zapier and Leader, because that's a very hot request, and I don't think it's too much work on our side, engineering wise. Veb, have I already reply? And Muzaffar, I'll reply to you as well. Busy day out here. Guy, can't forget Guy. I got to get back to you on Leader. Let me actually make a note right now. Okay. Cool. Okay. Let's see if it triggered the Zap now. I did. Let me go ahead and share my screen one more time. Okay, so similar thing, right? Email came in, ChatGPT said, "Yep, they want a video." We said, "Okay, let's continue." Then we got the name of the person, we got the website of the person. This time we put HTTPS colon / at the start of it, so background mode is gonna work smoothly every single time. And now we're generating the video as we speak. So again, take 1 to 2 minutes. My battery's on 3%. I hope it lasts. Um, let's see. Any other questions? Again, just shoot them in the chat. Okay, well, got a long. Okay, great question from Brian here. So Brian says, even though I know the product is designed to work at scale, wouldn't all processes and services be easier if BHuman was based on a CRM, one dynamic updatable sheet list first that you could actively select and checklist who you want to build a campaign around. That way we don't have to keep creating spreadsheets for each group, and it would also solve the idea of one-offs and singles, or at the point at least have a good import system. Um, okay, so that's an interesting idea. So you're saying like instead of having to create a so actually, the thing is we actually kind of have that, Brian, in a roundabout way. Um, let me hold on first before I change topics and answer that. Let me just see if that video generated in the campaign worked end to end. So just give me a sec here. And we'll do that. So let me pull up. Okay. Looks like it ran. Let's check out the results. Let's see. Yeah, okay, it worked. Let me share the screen. Very cool, very cool. I'm glad we made it work before my computer died, because you can bet there's no outlets where I am right here. Where are we? This one. Cool. Okay. So the reply came in from the campaign, and we looked at it. We said, "Yep, this person wants a video," and we generated the video and sent it out to them all automatically. And we even used background mode here. So we took the website of the sender, even though we didn't even know what it was. We just looked at their email. We were able to find their website and put it behind us. She's going to say hi help because that's the name, the first name technically. All right. Awesome. So that's how that works, Kevin. I hope this helps, man. Let me know if you have any questions. In the meantime, let me get back to Brian's recommendation and question. So the first thing is, Brian, let me share my screen again. So the way it works is if you go to our platform, right? So you have two things. You have templates and then campaigns within that. So I'll give you an example. If I go to, let's say this is a template I made, right? Well, within this, I can have multiple campaigns. So I see what you're saying of like, he basically Brian's saying like, hey, can I have one spreadsheet that whenever I add new data in, it automatically makes the video and BHuman. Well, we kind of have that. Basically, you have to create a new campaign, but it's all under the same template. Like, let me show you. I'll try to find a video I made a lot of campaigns for. Just give me a second here to illustrate like kind of how you can do that. Let's see, what before this? Got a lot of videos. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so check out this template. You'll see, I think this is the right one. Oh, sorry, it's probably not the right one. Okay, I think, okay, well, anyways, Oh, there we go. Okay, just loaded. So we have all these different campaigns here. You see, I have a lot of different campaigns that use this template. So you don't have to film the video again. You don't have to upload a video again or select your variables. All you have to do is upload the data by going to new campaign and creating the campaign and then uploading the spreadsheet there. Now, I hear you about how can we make this even simpler? Well, actually, you can do it with Zapier. My computer's on 1%, by the way, so the stream may end at any point. If we go in Zapier, I can have a Google Sheet, and I can say, okay, every there's a new row on Google Sheet, generate a video, and beyond that, I can also say, okay, then send it out over Gmail, then do this, then do that. I could also integrate that with my CRM. So every time there's a new contact in my CRM that matches a certain tag, for example, or is in a certain list, or maybe there's any contact that's added in my CRM, or a new deal added in my CRM, generate a video, send it out. So there are ways to sort of automating and to keep it tighter and the process simpler. Hope that helps. But I definitely see where you're coming from. Second question is, I previously suggested the landing page links be masked with a play or click to watch button if custom links are still available, as mentioned on the YouTube video. Yeah, links not available yet, but again, something that like we hear you. We're trying to make it more robust and fix some bugs before we go and add new features. But trust me, like those are the first things that we're working on. So let's see, masking with a play or click to watch button. So we actually do that on the thumbnails. We have this play icon. We actually added that somewhat recently. Let me see if, okay, and actually, no, you're right. You can see here, there is no play button. I know we were using that. Actually, okay, that's a great point. There should definitely be a play button on this GIF. I think we're doing it for thumbnails only. That's probably it. We should do it for GIFs as well, obviously. So you're totally right. We do have this watch here thing, but yeah, we should do it on the GIF for sure. So I will, it's not a big addition, so I'll be sure to add that to the roadmap as well. Okay, perfect. This computer will die at any point. If you have any other questions, throw them in now. I may or may not be here by the time I get them, but I'll try in terms of my computer dying. And I have to get back to a lot of you. So just give me like maybe an hour or two, after I get through a couple other calls tonight. And I'll reply to, your other messages here. So, Paul and Jake, Guy and Muzafer, and Vape have as well. All right. Perfect. Okay.